He then introduces the secco group. Secco in Italian, or sec in French, means dry, short, dry sounds. And in those that instrument consists of various drums. There are snare drums, tempo blocks, slapsticks. So Corey has a set of drums here. Would you play that section at the section there at 4 after 12? Yeah. You can see that sound, even though those are drums, non-pitched drums. There's a very definitive, defined pattern there that outlines some kind of a harmonic basis. So he's thinking in these terms already, 1931. We have snare drums. We have a variety of snare drums. Colin has 2 different snare drums there, a high snare drum and a low snare drum. So different styles of attack, modified attack. Eric plays a snare drum that he never used the snares. It's called a muted or muffled sound. So that drum never has the snares on. You want to just demonstrate that? Yes, and Ryan has 2 different snare drums again, a military drum and a parade style drum. Yes, those drums the snare drum in particular here will have the distinction of being the main melodic material in this piece. A piece of entire non-pitch instruments can have melodic content. That will be it. There are also tempo blocks. Someone want to lean over there and play? These are generally associated with China, Chinese tempo blocks. Yes, various pitches. There was a little bit of sleigh ride in there, I think. It was starting to feel and also a slapstick, otherwise known as the whip. Mark, would you? Fantastic. And again, used to a great effect. We also have Christina Masucci is playing something very interesting. It calls for anvils. What he basically wants is 2 different metallic sounds here, but what we have are 2 brake drums from a car. I don't think they use brake drums anymore in car. I tried to get a 1931 Packard to use the brake drums from, but I couldn't find one. So, Christina, you want to play a little bit of your mellifluous melody there on the brake drums? Like I hear it in my dreams. Beautiful. And cowbells. You girls want to clank on a couple of cowbells there? Yeah. Yes, so we get to one section, and Varese calls for the cowbell sound. It really raises, it's just a very intense section of the piece. We'll play it. Instruments of modified attack. We have Alexis Rizzo playing the instrument known as the lion's roar. Alexis, you want to demonstrate that lion's roar for us? Oh yeah, that's it. That's the sound right there. That girl. Chris Levecki is playing an instrument known as the guiro, which is an instrument that is scraped. Very nice. Often associated, of course, with Latin American music. Eric is playing, Edgar Varese calls for 2 different pitches of maracas, a high and a low. Eric, you want to demonstrate those? Casey has castanets, often always associated with Spanish music, but in this case, Mr. Varese incorporates this into the modified attack group of instruments. Casey, you want to play the castanets for us? And those are often combined with the tambourine. Christina has to play the tambourine. Not only does she tap it, but she also does a little thumb roll on the tambourine and creates a little jingling kind of effect. You want to show us a little bit of the tambourine? That's it. That's it. Very nice. We also have, the cymbals. It's very interesting. He uses the cymbals in 3 different ways. He calls for long resonant strokes, short strokes, and then something called frottez, which is a sort of swirling sound on the cymbals. You want to demonstrate that for us, Jenna?
All of them?
Yes, please. Yes, aptly performed, I'd say. Very nice job. And then gongs that you heard earlier. There are actually 3 different gongs, actually 4. But Danielle, why don't you just give us an example of all the different gongs? We have 3 different gongs right here. Yes, that sound helps create that cushion of resonance that serves as basically a harmonic foundation. The next thing, the apotheosis or the coda of the piece, he introduces pitched instruments, but not like we know pitched instruments to work or to sound. This is pitched instruments just for the effect of pitch. It's an unbelievable sound. At number 13, he introduces the piano, the chimes, and an instrument called the glockenspiel, and also coupled with the gong. The piano is not played with your fingers, it's played with your forearm. He calls you to gently lay into the piano with your forearm. It is an amazing sonic effect. Could you just play at 13 for us, everybody? And this is where he incorporates the themes we heard earlier with this whole resonant group of instruments and this apotheosis, including the pitched instruments. So, as you can see, this piece is, it has so many levels of artistic achievement in it that it's really an honor. This is the first time I've ever conducted it. I've played it, and I don't mean this to brag, but I played it from the first year I ever opened the score with a group like this when I was a student in Providence, Rhode Island. I played it with the Juilliard Percussion Ensemble, and I performed it with the New York Philharmonic. So to actually be up here conducting it, it's really a new level of awareness for me of the piece, and this is an experience I will never forget. So we hope you enjoy Edgard Varese's Ionisation, 1951.